boy. Oh boy.
Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry.
It's good. Okay, you know what? Please, and then we can lose it. It's not until a little while in though. Okay, y'all. Ready for Spirit of Life? Okay. Choir, let's stand. Mike, Gene's mic's not on.
Good morning. Come on in, everybody, as we sing Spirit of Life. Beautiful. Thank you, choir and band. Thank you all for being here this morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fayetteville. So glad each and every one of you chose to be here. If this is your first time, where you been? Welcome. And if you didn't fill out, someone may have already given you one of these, but if you didn't fill out this white card, you should find on the seat back in front of you, and you can drop that in the offertory later. We have yellow cards for joys and concerns. Now, for our regulars, I need to tell you we're not going to do what we regularly do. We're not going to read these today. If you do have an urgent concern, you can fill this out, and it'll get to the minister and to our care team, and put it in the offertory later in the service. Today is special, and as we often say to people who are here for the first time, this Sunday was different than what we usually do. I find myself saying that almost every week because we have a large variety. But today is something we do every year on the Sunday after Labor Day, and a lot of Unitarian Universalist churches do this across the country and the world. Called water communion, and it's often done at the beginning of, it's kind of the beginning of the church year. We kind of follow the school calendar, and so September, late August, early September, new things are happening, kids in school, and so it's kind of kicking off our fall programming, you might say. Now, what happens during the water communion is people later in the service are invited to come up and pour water into the bowl. Now, about half of our members are now thinking, dang it, I forgot my water. Never fear, we have a pitcher with plenty of water. And the water you pour, there may be people here who actually are bringing actual water from an actual place, but a lot of times it's symbolic of either a place you went to over the summer, or a place you wish you had gone to, or just a place that's on your heart. And so when you pour the water, we're going to invite you to speak the name of the river or lake or ocean or other body of water from your pool, from which it comes, kiddie pool, tap water. Speak that name of that place. And it represents also the fact that we all come from different places. We don't all share the exact same beliefs. We have different sources. In some churches, they will take that water and then boil it and then use it throughout the rest of the year for whatever, various services, child dedication. It's been our tradition to take the water and pour it into our memorial garden. And then a little bit of it we save for the next year, and it's kind of our starter water for the next year's service. This tradition was, among Unitarian Universalists, was started in 1980. Not that long ago, for me at least, 1980, not that long ago. They started this, they were actually planning a service focusing on women, and they decided this ritual was appropriate. Let me quote from some, by the way, Carolyn McDade, one of the women who started this, wrote Spirit of Life. The other person who started it, Lucille Longview, and they wrote this: water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elemental and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence, acknowledging that the ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all life on our planet came. It is the womb of life. And that amniotic waters surround each of us prenatally. We now realize that this ritual was for us a new story of creation. We choose water as our symbol of our empowerment. The ritual has evolved and taken on new meanings. Not a surprise. Water cannot be contained or controlled. It is unpredictable. It is powerful. It is dangerous. It is life-giving and can be life-destroying. But water is the source and sustainer of life on this planet. So we invite you to participate in this service fully as we recognize both the symbolic and the practical power of water in our lives. Renee.
Hi, y'all. My name's Renee Jansky. I'm your music director, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year for our beloved UUFF community. Hallelujah. It's a different kind of welcome this year. We get to look into each other's faces, which has been different. And we get to be together online. We have folks joining us on Facebook and our wonderful congregation here. I'm a part of the Chalice Team. Jean and I co-lead that team, and we put together, we do all things worship service. So if you ever want to get more involved in what we do here on a Sunday morning, hit us up. Okay. For our call to worship today, for our Ingathering, our water communion, I would like to read a piece from an Inuit shaman named Uvanuk. It's called Trembling with Joy. The great sea has set me in motion, set me adrift, moving me like a weed in the river. The sky and the strong wind have moved the spirit inside of me till I'm carried away, trembling with joy. RJ, would you light our chalice?
Please join me as we say the words as we light our chalice. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in truth, and to help one another. Thus do we covenant together. And next,
Yes.
band?
Next,
Okay.
everybody rise. Let's sing Spirit of Life together. If you are unfamiliar with this song, it's like our major UU anthem. If there could be an Amazing Grace for, UUs, this would be it. Okay. 1, 2, here we go. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me. One more time. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Yeah, you may be seated. Very nice singing. Stephanie will offer us our story for all ages.
Hello, everybody. Renee picked an amazing classic, a water communion classic called Higgins, A Drop with a Dream. And I thought about just reading it to you, but there were some really cool videos that I found. So I picked one of them, and we're going to watch it. But first, we had so much fun downstairs, the kids and youth. We made frog puppets because, frogs water. And we had a puppet show. So if you guys are kiddos, if you're in here and you have your frog puppets, can you just hold your frog puppets up and go, make a frog sound. 1, 2, 3, go. Super fun. We had a lot of fun. So anyway, without further ado, Higgins, A Drop with a Dream.
Once upon a time, there was a drop of water named Higgins. Higgins was no ordinary drop of water. He was a drop with a dream. Higgins lived in a valley where it had not rained in a very long time. So all the lovely green grass was turning brown, and all the beautiful flowers were wilting, and all the trees were starting to droop. Higgins had a dream that one day the valley would be a beautiful place again. But what could he do? After all, it was only a drop of water. One day Higgins decided to travel and tell others about his dream. All the other drops listened very politely, but no one believed that his dream would come true. "Higgins," said one, "get your head out of the clouds. You can't spend your whole life dreaming." Higgins decided that he had to do something to make his dream come true. So he began to think and think and think. And one day, as he was walking by a rusty old bucket, he got an idea. If enough of us drops of water get together in this bucket, Higgins thought, there would be enough water to sprinkle on a few flowers to help them grow and become beautiful again. Eagerly, Higgins told everyone his great idea, but everyone thought he was being foolish. Higgins is nothing but a dreamer, they said. Higgins decided that he had to do something to convince the others that he was right. So he said to them, I don't know about you, but I'm getting into the bucket, and I hope some of you will join me. Then there might be enough water to help at least some flowers grow beautiful again. So Higgins ran as hard as he could and hopped way up in the air and landed with a kerplunk in the bottom of the bucket. And there he sat, just a drop and a bucket. For a long time, Higgins was very lonely. It seemed like no one else was going to join him. But after a while, some of the other drops could see that the grass was dying, and the flowers were wilting, and the trees were drooping. They all agreed that something must be done. Suddenly, one drop shouted, I'm going in the bucket with Higgins. And he leaped through the air and landed kerplunk in the bucket. Then two other drops yelled, Wait for us! And they hopped through the air and landed in the bucket. Then 10 drops jumped through the air into the bucket, then 30, then 50, then hundreds of drops came from all around just to hop into the bucket. Soon, the bucket was completely full of water, but there was still more drops that wanted to join. So they found another bucket and hopped in. And before long, there were 2 buckets of water, then 3, then 4, then 10, then hundreds, and then thousands of buckets of water. Along came a powerful breeze that blew over all the buckets. And all the water flowed together to make a mighty stream. Flowers bloomed, and the trees stood tall and straight once more. All of this happened because Higgins had a dream, and his dream came true. Because he knew that although he was just a drop in a bucket, enough drops in the bucket make a bucket full. And when there are enough buckets with the wind behind them, then justice will roll down like waters in righteousness of a mighty stream.
Thank you. So may it be.
As I mentioned earlier, we won't be doing our usual dropping of stones in the water and reading of joys and concerns. That will be back next week if it can wait till then. If it can't, put it in the offertory basket or hand it to me or Renee after the service, and we'll get it to our minister and our caring team if there's a need that needs to be followed up on. So I've been asked to give an update on water. Water. Water's in trouble. Water is vital for all known forms of life. I see Marvin here. Maybe there's some forms of life we don't know about out there that don't need water, but on this planet, every form of life, every plant, every animal. Now, there's some that can go a long time without water. I have succulents, and I have to keep reminding myself, not to overwater. As far as humans, we're sort of on the scale of needing water pretty often, right? The longest that a human can go without water is about 3 days. Some of us wouldn't make it that far, including me. The average person needs between 1 and 7 liters of water per day. In hot conditions, someone might need closer to 16 liters, about 4 gallons of water a day. Good news is that 90% of people on the planet today have access to safe drinking water, but 10% do not. Close to 1 billion people do not have access to safe drinking water. The World Health Organization considers access to safe drinking water a basic human right. Impure water can carry vectors of disease. More people will die this year from unsafe water than from war. Third world countries are the most affected by lack of water, as well as flooding and drought. Up to 80% of illnesses in developing countries are the direct result of either inadequate water to drink or inadequate sanitation. Besides the drinking of water, civilization has historically flourished near bodies of water, going back to Egypt and the Nile or the Fertile Crescent. We all studied that in elementary school, right? The Euphrates River. Because water is not only something we need to consume, but water is used for agriculture, for industry, for transportation, for everyday activities we don't even think of, we take for granted. There's water there to bathe with, to brush our teeth with, to wash our clothes, to cook with, to clean with. But even in this country, water is a concern for some people. Jackson, Mississippi. Most of you, I think, know this, but just very, very recently, in the last month, most of the people in Jackson, Mississippi were without access to clean water, and for a week, they weren't with access to water, period. Nothing was coming out. It's improved a little, but Jackson's mayor said a few days ago the city may have water approved as fit for drinking within days rather than weeks, but ensuring, quote, a reliable, sustainable water treatment facility was a much longer road ahead. It's a problem of crumbling infrastructure and flooding exacerbated by climate change. And it may be related to the fact that most of the people in Jackson, Mississippi are African American.
That's right.
Flint, Michigan, another trouble spot for water. That started in 2014 after the city switched water sources and without adequately really studying what they were doing, and turned out they were giving water to their people that was contaminated with lead and possibly the bacteria that causes Legionnaire's disease. Between 6,000 and 12,000 children were exposed to drinking water with high levels of lead, which has all sorts of bad consequences, especially for children. Beyond Jackson and Flint, 9% of the water systems in this country, 9, representing 21 million people, do not have reliable clean water. That is, they've been cited for violations by the EPA or other water treatment sources that their water is not necessarily that safe, did not meet the standards. Now, beyond the cleanliness of the water we drink are all the concerns caused by climate change. Human activity, I don't think this is a radical statement. Some people seem still not to be able to absorb this in our world, but human activity, in particular the emission of greenhouse gases through the burning of fossil fuels, is causing global warming. And
That's right.
yes, thank you.
That's right.
Which is having all sorts of effects, such as deserts are expanding, storms are becoming more intense, heat waves, droughts, and wildfires are becoming more common. water levels in many reservoirs and lakes are dropping to record lows. We happen to live in a part of the country where it's not necessarily a crisis concern for us, the usage of water. We're sort of in a Goldilocks place, not too much, not too little, but the concerns are widespread in our country and our world. Now, that's a lot of bad news. It's kind of a little bit of a downer. So, and I want to give you some good news. If you go to a source on the internet, a website called Science Daily, they have a section devoted just to water, all the water news. And includes a lot of the bad things I've read, which is why I went there, but I was surprised they also give a lot of good news. How is there good news in all this? There are new technologies being invented to purify water, new efficient methods of human use of water. There are good things out there as well. And I want, well, put it this way, the responsible use of science and technology might just save us if our irresponsible use of science and technology doesn't kill us first. It's a two-edged sword, right? All of our great technology. So, two things I want to leave you with that we can do so we don't have a sense of helplessness or hopelessness. First is to use water responsibly. And I won't list, but I found another website listed 101 things you can do. I won't read them all, but you can Google water, use it wisely. Things most of us know to do to fix leaks, to not. Fortunately, we live in an area you don't really have to water your lawn. I used to live in Texas, and it's different. But a lot of people are switching away from the grass-centric, way of life. Getting appliances that are water efficient, reusing water when possible, so forth. A lot of things we can do which add up, like the drop in the bucket. They add up if we all do them. The other thing I would leave you with is to elect and support public officials who will do something about water and climate change. That we can do. Make that a priority when deciding who to vote for and who to support. All right. Renee?
So we're about to begin our water communion section of today's service. And I would like to open it with a poem with Jory, and it is by Mary Oliver, one of our faves. Yeah. Every morning, the world is created.
Under the orange sticks of the sun, the heaped ashes of the night turn into leaves again.
And fasten themselves to the high branches, and the ponds appear like black cloth on which are painted islands of summer lilies.
If it is your nature to be happy, you will swim away along the soft trails for hours, your imagination alighting everywhere.
And if your spirit carries with it the thorn, if it is heavier than lead, if all you can do right now is keep on trudging,
there is still somewhere deep within you a beast shouting that the earth is exactly what it wanted.
Each pond with its blazing lilies is a prayer heard and answered lavishly every morning.
Whether or not you have ever dared to be happy, whether or not you have ever dared to pray.
I would like to invite our UUFF President, Joe Ucolano, to open our fall programming with a few words, and then we're going to hear a video from the Reverend Dr. Susan Gray, our UUA, like the big, if you're new, UUA is like the big, dealie, and she's the president of that.
Thank you, Renee. Thanks. Good morning and welcome to all of you. I am serving with honor as president of the board of directors for our fellowship. For those of you who are unaware, we have a democratically run organization here with our fellowship. We have a board of directors that serves as the kind of overarching decision makers, that we bring information and decisions to be made by our entire congregation. And I'm serving as the president this year. I served as president-elect last year, and I will retire in December to welcome our new president-elect, Joanna Person-Michener, and I will be past president and serve in that capacity as an advisor. When I came on the board last year, and I had been a member of the board many years ago, one of the things that our past president, Bernetta Hinterauer, had brought to us when we met was a sense of purpose for our meetings. And it wasn't just a business meeting. We were doing things that would really impact the fellowship. And I don't know where this came from, but we really began with a ritual. And I think that many of our teams and committees are now doing the same thing, is beginning each of the programs or activities that we begin with the ritual of lighting the chalice, which is a UU tradition in terms of bringing light to darkness. And so I wanted to read what, just to give you a flavor for what we do when we light the chalice for our board of directors once a month. We have a chalice lighting and something that is read, and this is what we read. As we approach our agenda, let us remember that we are doing the work of the congregation. When we do the work of this congregation, we touch lives. When we touch lives, we change the world. May this chalice flame we now kindle remind us throughout our meeting of our ministry and our mission. I think we take that to heart, not only in our board of directors, but every team that is working here on behalf of the fellowship. And I have to say, I've been here for about 20 years, and I have found a renewed sense of enthusiasm for where we are right now, and I think where we're heading. We have a lot of challenges still ahead, but I am grateful to have been a part of our congregation and making some important decisions. A brief recap is that as few as 9 months ago, we made a decision to sell our annex building, which was across the street. It was in disrepair, and we needed the money. We got a handsome sum because the real estate market was really hot, and sold the facility, and we're able to now use those funds to work on this building where we still have a lot to do. And over the coming months, our facilities team has been doing some analysis. We intend to, some of the more fun stuff is we intend to paint the building. So as a congregation, we'll be making a decision as to what color paint we should do for the outside of the building. The painting is not only needed for the building, but it has a utilitarian purpose in that the beams are rusting out in the lower level, and we need to repaint those, sand those and repaint those. So it gives us an opportunity. If we're going to go ahead and do that, we might as well paint the building too. So we are fixing a number of health and safety issues for the building. We have some things downstairs in our lower level for heating and air conditioning that are being updated in the coming months. We have some drainage issues that we're taking care of to move water away from the building. So we probably ought to gather some of that water, Gene. So, and there was one other thing that we're doing. I've forgotten with the building, but see, everybody has these great ideas, and we just need to make sure we have enough money to do all these things. We are addressing some of the accessibility issues. We're putting some railings up in order to help to get to the lower level of the building. We are fortunate to be working with some great architects who have some history with the building. When the last time we remodeled this building in that was in the 1990. In the 90s, it's the same architectural firm, and so they have a very vested interest in improving our facility. I think another really big thing we did as a board, and again, with the help of the congregation and making that happen, is we hired a part-time minister. And we're very, very thankful to have, and for those of you who have not met the Reverend Dr. Stephen Gaines, he's a dynamic preacher. He's been a great person to work with, and he is with us part-time, and he's here 2 Sundays a month in order to do his preaching, and is also working some pastoral care for us as well. So please take a chance to give an opportunity to meet with him as well. We're in the process of a strategic plan for our fellowship. We have had a series of meetings to talk about where we want to be, questioning things like, is this facility going to hold us as we get to almost 90% capacity today? We're talking about time shifting some programs, maybe thinking about a second UU service in order to accommodate more visitors and people who are coming, which we're delighted to have. And I think the other thing that I would say is that while we have a renewed sense of enthusiasm for all of the work that we're about to do, we really still need your involvement. And this is an active place. This is a place that needs people to step up and do some work. And so coming here and sitting here on Sundays is okay, but it's not enough in order to keep us going and to keep all the enthusiasm and the things that we want to do coming up. I'm kind of a technology geek, and so I do want to mention another thing that I'm really proud that we pushed through, and that is that we bought a new software package, and that's kind of mundane for an operation, an organization. I mean, it's to improve our efficiencies within our entire organization and mostly within our office. But it has some features that are going to affect each and every one of you if you choose to. The software package has an app that will allow you to download to your phone or tablet or your computer, and it will help to keep you connected with us, one another, so that you'll have access to other people to be able to say, hey, I met you last week, I'd like to get together for coffee. It will provide information. It will provide your giving history, so that everything will be in one place for you and for us to be able to better communicate. So I'm very excited about the rollout of that, which will be hopefully happening in the next couple of months as well. So all that to say is we have a lot going on. This is the beginning of our church year, as we've said, and let me let me thank you all the people who are really doing all the work of this fellowship. It's an honor and a pleasure to be part of the board of directors that I serve with, and welcome new people to come and help us with our mission and goals. So thank you.
Thanks, Joe. And now a video message from the Reverend Dr. Susan Gray.
Hello, Unitarian Universalists. I'm the Reverend Susan Frederick Gray, president of your Unitarian Universalist Association. It is so good to be with you for another season of Ingathering. This time marks the end of summer, when we come together to renew our commitments to each other, to our Unitarian Universalist communities, and to begin another vital year of ministry. In the summer months, I hope that you and your loved ones found some time to rejuvenate your bodies and spirits, to rest, to enjoy the long summer days, to pursue hobbies that bring you joy. I know that the world is all too much, and it matters that we take time to rest. For rest is necessary for the quality of our lives, of our ministries, and of our spirits. We are all living in what I have come to call a liminal time, a time in between. The pandemic has upended so much. After 2 years plus of virtual and hybrid gatherings in our congregations, the ways in which people connect to religious community has broadened, and new patterns are still emerging. On so many levels, what comes next is still unfolding and being imagined. As Unitarian Universalists, we are called to care for each other and to create resilient, theologically imaginative spiritual community that sustains us and inspires us as we navigate what's to come and what is needed. And there is so much needed. From support access to reproductive care to showing up through UU the Vote to elect leaders that will work to protect our children, our planet, our future, and our deeply held values. It also matters that we attend to doing the fundamentals of religious community, like supporting children and families recovering from, and in some cases still experiencing, the collective trauma of the last few years. Our world needs our message of love and justice. Our world needs brave, bold, and loving communities that are in the struggle for equity, dignity, and compassion. One way to join with your sibling Unitarian Universalists in this work is through UU the Vote. You can find out more at uuthevote.org. Your Unitarian Universalist Association is the embodiment of the covenant that all of our congregations make to each other to support each other. And the UUA is here because of your commitment to make and support and amplify our values, to support each of our congregations in their time of need, and to be more than any of us are alone. At the UUA, we are committed to being steadfast partners with you in this liminal time and in all that is ahead. As you gather in this sacred hour and join again in community, may we each remember the hundreds and thousands of Unitarian Universalists that are gathering all across our association, celebrating and calling themselves back into the power and the possibility of faithful community. For we are not alone, and we make each other strong. I send you my love and my blessings as we enter this new congregation year and celebrate Ingathering. Much love and deep care to all of you.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for, and we have a new wireless mic. It's being baptized, not in the water, but it's great. New technology. All right. So again, I'll do it in groups, but have you come up, pour your water you brought, or from the pitcher, not too much, a little bit from the pitcher so it'll last for everybody. And just say the name of the place that this represents, either a place you've been or you're thinking of or you wish you could have been. It's tempting to want to give a long story about your water, and some people have done that in the past, so we're going to ask you to try to limit it. And I'm going to ask the choir, y'all are usually last, I'm going to ask the choir to come up first. Make your way this direction. I'm going to start off with this water representing, we'll do that with everybody else, the middle row you're talking about. For you guys, we'll let you come this way and then go back. But this water from New Orleans and the mighty Mississippi River. And we'll ask you to speak in the microphone. Let me also say, folks on Facebook, if you will type in the places, and we'll pour water for you at the end after all the people here have gone.
Well water from Festival Land in Michigan.
This is water from my 8 glasses a day I'm drinking.
This is water from my home that I, about 2 years ago, set out under a full moon.
This is deionized water from the biology lab, which I have just started to teach at this summer.
This is from Old Faithful Geyser in Yellowstone National Park.
This is from the Mississippi River.
From Camp Newark.
the pool in my neighborhood where I go to work out.
Representative of all the creeks and rivers that we enjoyed this summer, some with other kids here.
The ocean.
The beautiful water me and my family kayaked at Ponca Buffalo River.
And I'm going to use the pitcher water, and it represents the water that fell on the desert this year. And so next year should be a great wildflower bloom.
For all the hand washing I did during COVID and continue to do.
Do you, band? You have no water? All right. Let's start at the back row. And so if you'll come down the middle and then maybe go back around the edges. And then we'll just do each row forward, starting with the back. But as y'all, the next to the back, as you see that kind of dwindling, then you can get up. Yeah.
This is for my favorite vacation spot, South Padre Island, Texas.
Our water is from the duck pond at Weddington Senior Apartments.
Yeah.
We're just going to pour water from the pitcher for places that don't have clean water, but they have clean water.
I'm really bad at peeing on the spot, so I don't know where this water's from, but I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We're glad to have you. And water representing all the places that don't have clean water, is what was said.
This water is from my new home.
Yay!
Flathead River Glacier National Park.
Yeah.
We're all the glaciers in the ocean.
Nice.
Water from the Lake of Arkansas.
Lake Fayetteville.
Yes, Lake Fayetteville.
Lake Fayetteville. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to pour representing Decatur, Illinois, hometown.
Yeah, Lake Decatur, Illinois.
From Lake Okoboji in northwest Iowa, where we raised our kids.
Oh, yeah.
The North Fork River.
Uh-huh.
The Dillon Reservoir in Frisco, Colorado.
Represent my home in England. Yeah.
The Arkansas River.
I'm saying the Arkansas River too. I moved here from Little Rock.
All of Arkansas Underground River. I have a little bit of Hot Springs, which is still free. You can go there and and get it. And also the Buffalo River 50th anniversary.
Oh.
Thank you.
This is water from Otatawa, which is an acronym for On Top of the World, my new place in Madison County.
Ours is from the Cape Cod Canal, the Atlantic Ocean off Gooseberry Island, Plymouth, Hampton, Virginia, and Little Rock.
Yeah.
Big trip.
Lake Sequoia and Lake Kirby from Abilene, Texas.
I've got a few on Facebook. Joanna Dean says, water from the headwaters of the Colorado River in Rocky Mountain National Park. Beautiful. Rhonda Del Bacchio says, water of my tears. For myself, sorry, I was going to bring my water bottle, but my hands are full. My water bottle I take with me everywhere, and it has the germs of many years, so.
But they're your germs. Okay.
The water which I will pour symbolizes a stream on the Pine Ridge, South Dakota Reservation, where my 7-year-old great-granddaughter greets me on the phone with, "Hi, Grandma, water is life."
The Buffalo River at Camp Orr, Boy Scout Camp.
Ice House Spring across from the Walton Art Center, and all the springs that we've covered up.
That's right. That's right.
I'll go with the water from Michigan where some important decisions were made for me, and then water from Fayetteville for coming home.
Sam and I share some water from our above ground pool at home because we have a lot of fun there with family and friends.
Multiple places, but Lake Fayetteville for our natural resources around here.
This is water from the Pacific Ocean on the Oregon coast.
Water from Flat Creek in southern Missouri near where I was born.
It's going to be representative of my favorite place.
Water from the beautiful blue lakes of Plitvica, trying to pronounce it correctly, Croatian National Park.
From the Little Buffalo River and the Atlantic Ocean, South Carolina shore.
This is symbolically from Lake Michigan at the Indiana Dunes State Park where I grew up.
Is okay. Ashley Morris, water from the Pacific Ocean. Is there anyone?
Pour for Ashley.
Oh, thank you. Is there anyone we missed? Or, all right. Thank you all so much. Wow. It starts with a drop.
Then a trickle.
A burble, a rush of water, bubbling towards its destination.
And finally, the wide, endless sea.
All rivers run to the sea.
Today, you symbolically brought water.
Poured it into a common bowl.
Though our experiences have differed.
These waters mingle, signifying our common humanity.
Today, you came and shared in this sacred community.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. Stephanie. No. She does not have to run. She can take her time.
Oh my gosh, Gene is sweating. He's the timepiece. Like, we've got to be out by lunch waits. Okay, I just have about 15 announcements I need to make. Just kidding. So, the important work of our fellowship is possible because of generous contributions of time, energy, and money. But if you're visiting, thank you for being here. We do not expect anything from you. We are just glad you are here today. If you're a member, this is one way that you can participate in our work of love, peace, and justice. Every contribution, every size is helpful and much appreciated. As we pass the offering baskets, we ask you to share financially. If you prefer, you could also give online at uufayetteville.org, or you can mail checks to our office.
What a great service. Please join me as we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
I found these closing words and I thought these may be the most perfect closing words for a church service ever. It is the nature of stone to be satisfied. It is the nature of water to want to be somewhere else. Just saying. All right, we're going to sing. So we've switched our closing hymn to our postlude.
Yeah.
So if we could take the slides back to, it's hymn number 131 in your books, Love Will Guide Us, another one of our favorites. Should we all stand?
Yeah, stand, and you can mill around and do your leaving bits as you need to. You don't have to stay and sing, but the choir will. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Love will guide us, peace has tried.